Hey guys, welcome in, welcome in. Happy Chit Chat Tuesday. I'm Raquel from MH Family Adventures, and today we have a very special and a very late night edition of Chit Chat Tuesday. We have some very special guests that will be joining us. It's been a very crazy day. I hope you guys are doing well. We're going to jump right into it here in a minute because it's been a very long day. And if you guys watch, you guys know this is past my bedtime. But I appreciate our guest speakers being very flexible because we had a last minute, or I guess, I don't know if it was a schedule change or whatever, but Dice had his cross country banquet this evening. So we had to rearrange some things. We wanted to make sure we had it on Tuesday. So I thank our guests for being flexible and for you guys tuning in after 8:30 for our Chit Chat Tuesday. Now, this is not any late night content. So if you're looking for like late night YouTube, Parker's After Dark type content, that's not what we're doing here, but we have some really good things we're going to talk about tonight regarding Princess Cruises, Sun Princess. But first, let me see who's here in the chat. Let me know if you guys can hear and see me. Okay, I hope you guys can hear and see me. Welcome in on the go with Yellow. Happy Tuesday to you. And if you guys have not already, please click the links in the chat to subscribe to both of our guest speakers. I will introduce them here in a second, but we actually have Travels with PMB here. Welcome in, Paul. Paul is one of our guest speakers. I'm going to bring him on here in a second. Welcome in, Desiree Hall. Good evening to you. Phil and D's Travel Spree. Welcome in. Welcome in. Appreciate you guys being here. I know it's a late night. You have work tomorrow, but I appreciate you being here. Ron says, "Where's your husband?" He's right behind this wall. Not in the wall. He's right behind it. Gloria Jackson, welcome in, welcome in. Thank you so much for being a channel member. And shout out to all of our channel members watching this evening. Ellis McKinley, welcome in. Cruise Craze fam, welcome in. We appreciate you popping in. We also have Sig, the solo cruiser, or Cheryl. She's also going to be one of our guest speakers tonight. So be sure to head over to Travels with PNB as well as Sig, the solo cruiser, and subscribe because they have lots and lots of cruise content already out there. But they're going to have some Princess Cruise stuff coming out as well. A Fuller Life Now, welcome in. Hello to you. Welcome into my sister Regina, who's also a channel member. I didn't know you were a channel member, but thank you for being a channel member. Autobot Diva, welcome in. Faith Evans, welcome in. Felicia Hall, welcome in. Another channel member. Lily, hello, hello. Big Murph, hello to you. Alice McKinley's congratulating Regina on her new job. If you guys don't know, Regina, my sister, is also our newest travel advisor for our business, Major Adventures Travel. Remember, if you want to book a cruise, reach out to me. But she's working alongside me with booking cruises and planning trips and all that fun stuff. Big Dream Adventure says we are on the Sun Princess now. Hope you're having a great time. Um, let's see, just want to make sure I'm speaking to everyone, but we're not going to wait too long because it's already late. It's already past bedtime. So I want to bring our guest visitors in a second. Melina, welcome in, says hello, doing hair and listening to the live. Well, I appreciate you being here. I need somebody to come over and do mine because it's just, guys, it's been a crazy day. My cruising family, welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Your favorite couple, welcome in. Welcome into everyone that's popping in the chat. And those of you watching on Facebook, I appreciate you watching over there on Facebook. Please be sure to head over on YouTube to subscribe to our guest speakers. So, usually for Chit Chat Tuesday, we kind of just catch up. We talk all things cruising. Usually Ron's with me, but I thought for this episode or this live stream that I would bring on two guests that Cheryl, Sig Cruiser, I've met before. I was part of one of her live streams. I believe she was one of my live streams a couple years ago. But we have a pretty close connection outside of or through social media or what have you. But I had the pleasure of meeting our other visitor on board Sun Princess, named Paul. And I just thought, hey, why not do a live review of our experiences on board Sun Princess, because you guys always hear from my perspective. Those of you, who follow, I know some of you guys probably follow Paul, you probably follow Cheryl, but sometimes it's nice to hear from others, to hear what their thoughts are. And I always tell you guys, you want to be well informed when you make decisions about your cruise, about your travels, because my thoughts, my opinions are just that. I might feel a certain kind of way about a ship, and you might feel otherwise, but hearing different perspectives will help you make a decision whether Princess Cruises is for you, Sun Princess, what have you. So we're going to kind of just talk about our experience on Sun Princess. If you have any particular questions about Princess Cruises, or Sun Princess, you can feel free to drop those in the chat. I will be trying to monitor that while we have this conversation. We are going to keep this probably right at an hour because it is a late night. So, but again, appreciate you guys being here. Chris Craze family says it's 11:30 a.m. here at work, listening in the background. Well, we appreciate that. Desiree Hall, thank you so much for that super sticker. Definitely appreciate that. Cruise Craze fam says sub to all channels. We really do appreciate that support. So thank you so much for that. And without further ado, if my technology is going to work, I'm going to go ahead. We're going to get started. We're going to talk Sun Princess. So again, if you have questions about Sun Princess, feel free to drop those in the chat. But I'm going to bring in our two guest speakers. Let's see if it works. And I don't have like any like round of applause or anything like that. But I'm going to bring in, we have Cheryl from
Yay!
Cruiser. Welcome in, welcome in. And I'm going to push this button here and hopefully he comes on screen. We have
There you go.
Paul.
There we
Hello,
Welcome
go.
in,
everybody.
welcome in. Welcome in, guys. I'm so excited to have you guys on for our Chit Chat
Happy to be here.
Tuesday. Super
Same
excited
here.
to
Happy
have
to
you
be
guys
here.
on. I had a really good time spending time with you guys on board Sun Princess. We had some conversations on board of our initial thoughts of the ship, things
Mhm.
like that. But before we get started, let's start with Cheryl. Cheryl, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, what do you do? How long have you been on YouTube? All of those things. How many
Ooh.
cruises have you taken? Give us a little bit of information for the viewers who don't know you.
Oh my goodness. Well, my channel, I am Cheryl. I go by Sig Cruiser, the solo introvert and gluten-free cruiser. I've been on YouTube. Well, I started solo cruising in 2016, and I didn't start like really vlogging until I don't know, maybe 2 years ago. So,
Mhm.
but I vlog about like the solo experience on ships, whether they have solo cabins or not, just the solo experience in general. Being an introvert, I am an introvert despite what people say. And so I talk about, that experience as far as, okay, an introvert, is this, a ship that they would enjoy or not? And then also the gluten-free experience, just talking about some of the foods that I eat. I do eat gluten-free. And the accessibility, and then the crew aspect, as far as, if the crew is knowledgeable, if there's a chance of cross contamination, things like that, about the gluten-free experience. So that's me in a
Okay,
nutshell.
and you're also a travel advisor, correct?
I am a travel advisor as well. Yes.
All right, awesome. And then Paul, guys, and like I said, I didn't know Paul prior to Sun Princess.
Mhm.
So I absolutely love meeting new people, especially like-minded content creators. So it was a pleasure meeting you, Paul. But Paul, tell us, where are you? Where can we find your channel? What do you do on your channel? How long have you been on YouTube, and how long have you been cruising?
Okay. So I'm Paul from Travels with PNB, and my channel is about just travel in general. So I just want to be able to show forth my adventures when I go to different places. A lot of my content is cruise based, but there's sometimes like I did the content where I went to Chicago and I did things where you can see what I did in Chicago, so that if you go there, you can do that also. And I'm also a travel advisor. I've been on YouTube only for 2 years, and I've done about 31 cruises. So I've done a lot more cruising, but when I got started with cruising, way before even my channel started, I was hooked. And when I was hooked, it was just like, okay, this is it. And so I started out usually doing more resort based, land based vacations. And then once I started doing cruising, I just gravitated to cruising. And so that's why there's like a variety of things on my channel. Just like Cheryl, I didn't start off blogging as well. Out just doing reviews. The reason why I kind of got into it initially was because I found that there was a void when I was looking for things that I wanted to see.
Mhm.
And so, like, for example, I was looking for a specific hotel, and it was like nobody reviewed this hotel. Like,
Right.
it's one thing to do the Google reviews and to kind of see just a picture, but it's something to be able to see a video and, somebody walking through the room, and you actually get to see how the room looks through video. And so I started to do that based upon that. And then once I went on cruises, I would do more reviews, and then I started to do vlogging as time went on. And so on my channel, it could be all of my experiences. It could be a concert or what have you. But lately, I've been doing a lot more cruising. I've also did resorts. I may do one resort a year, and then I will do like a review of the resort, maybe a review of the room that I stayed in, and
Hmm.
that is it as well. And when it comes
And
to
you
being a
also
travel
do
advisor,
music?
maybe I do yeah, music. I have another
Okay.
channel as well that's more music and religious based as well,
Okay.
called
Well,
Symphony
again, it was a
Entertainment.
pleasure meeting you guys. Please be sure the links are in the comments. Please be sure to subscribe to both channels. But again, we were all three on board the U.S. inaugural sailing of Sun Princess just what less than 2 weeks ago, I think. Less than 2 weeks ago. And so we're just going to kind of talk about our experience. So again, if you have questions about Sun Princess or about Princess Cruises, feel free to drop those in the chat. Now, Cheryl, correct me if I'm wrong, you were brand new to Princess.
Yes, this was
Okay.
my first princess experience ever. So, yes.
So those of you, because I know there's quite a few of us in the chat who have never cruised Princess, you're going to get that first time Princess cruise experience from Cheryl. And Paul, you've cruised Princess before, correct?
Yes, this was my sixth sailing with Princess.
Okay, so very similar to me. This was my fifth sailing with Princess. So
Yeah.
you have those who have cruised Princess several times, and we have Cheryl with a brand new perspective from someone. Now, Cheryl, what other cruise lines have you cruised on?
Oh, Celebrity, Virgin Voyages, Carnival, Margaritaville at Sea, a
That's right.
few others.
Okay, so no
Quite a few.
Princess. So this is like a first time.
Correct.
So based on okay, so we were a part of the U.S. inaugural. Have you guys done inaugural cruises before?
Yes, I had.
I've done cruises where it was in the inaugural season, but nothing where it was like,
The
one
first,
of the
yeah.
first coming from, even though it started from Europe, but it was a big thing when it actually came here. So that was kind of like a first for me as well. But
Okay.
I figured that since they sailed Europe, they got some of the kinks out by the time
We
they got
thought. We
to,
thought.
by the time they got to Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, we thought that. But so Cheryl, is there a reason? I'm just curious to know, is there a reason why? Because you said you've done how many cruises?
I've done 40 cruises. About 35 of those were solo cruises.
Hmm.
So, yes. Hmm.
So is there, I mean, I'm just always curious to know when someone steps out to try a new cruise line, is there something that kind of persuaded you to try Princess, or is there something that maybe kept you away from Princess all these cruises?
Well, my first cruises, I did 25 straight cruises on Carnival. So
I
then
recall, yeah.
so then after that, I stepped out and did, I don't know which cruise line I did first. And after that, I made it a point where this year I wanted to try different cruise lines. So with this princess, and then the rest of the year, I would have experienced, like all major nine cruise lines, and that was really a point for me. That didn't come about until maybe, I don't know, the first quarter of the year. I did after my first, non-carnival experience. I said I wanted to try different experiences just to see what they are like, and just to compare the differences. And there may be something that I like better. And I mean, just to see what the different experiences are. So that's why I booked the Sun Princess.
Okay. Paul, did you book Sun Princess? I know you've cruised on other princess ships. Were they the older princess ships? Did you book Sun Princess because it was like new and innovative, or you just do you love princess cruises? Is that why you've sailed so many times with Princess?
I feel like Princess Cruises, just like Cheryl, Carnival has. I've been on Carnival more than any other cruise
Hmm.
line, and I initially sailed Princess. I just like Cheryl. I just want to be able to have different experiences, and so I started looking about not only the experience but also the itineraries. And so because I sailed with Carnival so many times, and then I started looking at Princess for some of their itineraries, which I was interested in. And so the Princess, I've only sailed on like two older Princess ships, but then I sailed on Princess ships what isn't just in the previous class, like Discovery Princess and Enchanted was
Right.
just in the previous class just before. Sun Princess came out. And so since it was a new cruise ship, new experiences, I said I just want to be able to experience and see what it is about.
Okay. Now, since you've cruised on other princess ships, what are your thoughts on the layout or design of Sun Princess? Was there anything that stood out for, like something that was positive compared to the other princess sailings, or something that you kind of felt like could have been done better?
So I think they tried to pack too many specialty restaurants in this place, and I like the three. They have a three-tier atrium, and so
Mhm.
where none of them have this where you can actually sit around the atrium, because on other princess ships, literally sometimes people are standing on the stairs, just like how they do in Carnival. People are
Right.
standing on the stairs. They're trying to look over. They're trying to with any type of view they can to be able to see what's happening in the atrium. And so I like that. And so they put a lot of things that normally would not be in the atrium. And so Princess Life, for example, is smaller. And so this
Hmm.
is another area that they would have a lot of events. And so like on our cruise, and Cheryl and Raquel did the yes and no game show, and so that type of show would be like in Princess Live. It wouldn't be
Right.
necessarily in the atrium. And so they brought a lot of more things in the atrium because I think like they have so many venues. And I think one of the things I always thought that on the older ships, there is a separate lounge for entertainment.
Hmm.
So they would still have the Princess Live. They would still have the atrium, and then there would be another lounge where they would have music. They would have shows. They would have comedians in that lounge, as well as the Princess Theater. And then when I looked at the dome was beautiful.
Hmm.
Don't get me lying. So the dome is this new area on the top of the ship that no other of the princess ships have, but when they tried to do a show, there was a show that they only did one night, and it was like a Cirque du Soleil show with acrobatics.
Right.
People had to in order to get in there, you had to wait like an hour to make sure that you. And on a cruise ship, do you want to wait like an hour to get in anywhere? So, and then even when I tried to go to see bookmark it in the app, because if you're on Carnival, it's the similar situation. You could bookmark what you really want to do. I couldn't even bookmark it because so many people want to go to that show. And so I think if you're going to use that as a multi-purpose room, that are multi-purpose venue, then they really need to do it like what how Norwegian does it. Have it multiple days in the
Yeah.
week so that nobody misses out on this experience. And I really want to see it. And so they
Yeah,
only
we did
offered it.
too. We were in
Yeah.
love.
Uh-huh.
So, they only offered it once, two showings, and that was it. And I didn't have
Right.
an opportunity to see this new brand show with our acrobatics that I've never seen them do before.
Yes,
And
and
so,
that was a hot mess because we tried to get in line for it, and what Paul's referring to is again the dome area, which is
yeah,
brand new for Princess. It's a solarium, and I think we you even mentioned on the ship because you were doing a fitness class or stretching or something
yeah,
there, and you mentioned that you love the look of the dome and that it felt like a solarium. But if they were going to use it as a solarium, it should be a solarium for people to relax and chill. But they had like a lot of activities and
Yeah.
fitness
e-
classes. And Cheryl, you were part of some of the
exactly.
fitness classes as well. And so
Yes.
the
Mhm.
dome, if you're expecting it to be like a solarium where you're going to relax, it's very hard to do that because it is a multi-use venue
Mhm.
for
and
sure.
and that's the drawback of doing these all-inclusive packages,
Mhm.
because they have these all-inclusive Premier Plus packages, and in the Premier package you have all of these extra classes. And so when you have it, you're going to take advantage of it. And
Right, right.
so these popular stretching yoga type classes you can't fit into the gym. And so then therefore where else can you have it? So now the area where it's when it's not the classes there, it's so peaceful, and like it's cool
Hmm.
air, and it's
It's
just
beautiful.
relaxing, and it's beautiful. But then
Right.
can you imagine you there laying down and all of a sudden, all right, now anybody here for the class? So
Right. And that happened a lot because I was there
yeah,
trying to edit and relax and yeah. But
exactly.
Cheryl, speaking of Princess Premier, being a new cruiser to Princess, what were your thoughts? Because you've cruised on other cruise lines, and I'm trying to recall, I don't think any of those other cruise lines offer such a comprehensive package.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you said you had Princess Premier. You actually upgraded from Plus to Premier. What were your thoughts on the Princess Premier package? And can you explain what that is?
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. So the Premier package, yeah, I did have Premier Plus or Princess Plus, and then I upgraded to Premier, and the upgraded included like specialty dining every night, and for a 4-night cruise, that was perfect. I'm sorry, a 5-night cruise, that was actually perfect. So it gave me the chance to experience multiple specialty restaurants. Oh goodness, what else did it include? The beverage
Wi-Fi?
package. Yes, Wi-Fi for 4 devices. So that was and I actually used 3 devices: my laptop, my iPad, and my cell phone. So super convenient. It took a minute to because I had a PC and then my iPad, and of course cell phone were Apple, so there was a different way to connect for both
Right.
separate devices. So I had to go to guest services for that, but once I connected, everything was good from there. That was good, and oh my goodness, what else did it include? A service now where you can order from anywhere, and they could bring it to you. And unfortunately, I mean, like it's like a 5-night cruise. You can't fit everything in. But what I did get to use it for is I was somewhere and I knew that I wanted a snack, going back to my room. So I ordered from, is it Service Now? Is that what it's called?
Ocean Now Delivery, yes.
Okay, yes. So I ordered from there, and then by the time I got to my room, maybe 5 minutes later, it came in. So I could have ordered that like from anywhere around the ship and have had it delivered, to any location because of the medallion. They know where you are. Yeah, I actually love the Premier and the Premier package, and along with a medallion, that whole thing kind of did it for me to where I'm like this. Yeah, I really love that experience.
Yeah, and I won't cruise Princess without it. So guys, they have the
Yeah.
Princess Plus. Princess Plus is right now $60 per person per day. Princess Premier is $90 per person per day, but you get 4 devices of Wi-Fi. You get the premium drink package up to $20 per drink.
Mhm.
You get your gratuities are included in that as well.
Yeah.
So all of your gratuities are crew appreciation, they call it.
Mhm.
What else?
The fitness
There's a
class
ton
is
of things.
unlimited.
So
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm into
yes,
fitness. So on the ship,
yeah, the fitness classes.
keeping shape.
So lots of things. It's a great value. So definitely recommend it.
Yeah.
On the go with Yolo asked a question. She says, "What was the best dining experience that you had on Sun Princess?" Paul, what was your favorite dining experience?
My favorite, and it's usually one of my favorites on a lot of ships, is the ume teppanyaki.
Uh,
That was,
Mhm.
I just love the experience. The food was good. The entertainment is good, and so that was my favorite experience. And it's new, more or less
Yeah.
new to Princess in general. So it was good that I was able to experience that. I tried other restaurants, but for my favorite while I was on this five day cruise, it was the teppanyaki restaurant.
mhm.
All right, and Cheryl, I know which one wasn't your favorite, but what was your favorite? I think we share the one that wasn't our favorite, but
Oh
what was
yeah.
your favorite?
Well, other than that, I did the Crown Grill and the Catch by Rudy's, and I absolutely love the Catch by Rudy's. I loved my meal.
Oh,
I
And you got to meet Rudy, right?
Yes, I did. Yeah,
Yeah,
which was a total surprise. I hate the way I look in the picture because I mean, I was cheesing really hard.
you were fabulous.
But yeah,
Rudy
he came
Rudy
to,
was walking around there.
yeah.
He was all
Hmm.
over the ship. He was in the gym. He was on the elevators. He was like,
Yeah. And Cheryl, did you find that you were able to be accommodated with your gluten allergy? Did you find like wherever you went, you were able to find things to eat? Was it hard to make special requests? How did that work?
Yeah, for gluten free, I noticed that on their menus for gluten free and vegetarian, they had those options like outlined or noted on their menus. So that was easy. But outside of that, I could still order something that wasn't noted by the gluten-free icon, and they could still make certain things gluten-free. So yeah, so that was easy. I didn't really have a problem. The staff seemed really knowledgeable. The servers seemed knowledgeable, which was good. Now the only exception was, and you were with me, Raquel, when I was at Red Ginger.
Okay.
Yeah, trying to order, rice noodles, asking if they had rice noodles instead of the gluten-free noodles. And I kept saying rice noodles, but he was saying, yeah, these are rice noodles. But,
Hmm.
they didn't, yeah, I agree. They didn't look like rice noodles. So I just, ordered my regular meal and got rice elsewhere. But that was the only, like issue that I had with ordering gluten-free. Otherwise, most of the time the servers came to the table and asked, if I had a gluten allergy, or if I had any allergies rather.
Hmm.
So
So
yeah,
very accommodating.
yeah, so very accommodating. Yeah, no issues on Sun Princess. So
Yeah. And I
mhm.
can tell you my favorite dining venue was Love by Brito, which is a specialty
Mm.
dining venue. It is an upcharge. It's $75 per person. It comes with a price tag, but the food there to me was like the best. A great experience, awesome views. So that was my favorite. But I also loved Red Ginger at the buffet. I think I ate there 3 times. So Red Ginger is like a hot walk.
Okay.
And guys, when I tell you, like I ordered like the seafood stir fry, guys, when I tell you they give you whole scallops, they give you whole scallops and whole shrimp. It's not a Mongolian walk on carnival for
Mhm.
sure.
Was
So
it?
that was my favorite. Now, as
Mhm.
far as what I didn't like, the butcher's block, and you guys will see this in the vlogs. I'm not going to spoil too much, but butcher's block for me, I did get more context after I made a post on social media regarding because I kept saying that it seemed like they were going for like a Brazilian steakhouse, and I actually had to apologize to a viewer because she was saying, the Brazilian, like the way Italians serve food is different than like a Brazilian steakhouse. And she tried to give more context and was saying it probably would have been helpful if people understood that this was not like a Brazilian steakhouse, but it's called
Mm.
Butcher's Block. It should have been given more of an Italian name or something. So you kind of had more, and they tried to give us context, but it
Okay.
was too crowded trying to give us information. But you guys will catch all of that in the vlogs. But I also, for those of you watching, and you probably, I don't know if I shared anything out yet, but Spellbound. If you
Mhm.
guys don't know what Spellbound is, I don't know. Did you guys get a chance to try out
I
Spellbound
did.
or any of
No.
that yet?
No,
Mm-mm.
No. So
I didn't get to try.
yeah, so Spellbound is their new specialty dining experience that involves magic. It's $150 per person. And guys, when I tell you the menu had like 6 items and you didn't have choices, they started you off with a liquid salad. Now, I mean, I like salad, but I don't want it in a glass.
I don't want.
It was like a juice.
Mhm.
So they give you a liquid juice and they say, "Oh, it has celery foam on top." I'm like, I don't want celery foam. I don't even
Yeah,
want
yeah.
celery. But
Right.
so they give that to you, and then it was followed by like some sort of squash soup. So it's like, okay, you're giving me liquid plus some squash. Like it just was not working for me.
Mhm.
Um, the mat for me, the $150 was not worth it. But you guys will catch all of that in the vlogs. Um, but welcome into the 85 people. We keep bouncing up and down. 85 people watching currently. We appreciate you guys being here. If you're just now tuning in, we are talking Sun Princess. We have Paul here speaking about his experience on Sun Princess. We're just kind of giving a, informal review, our initial thoughts of Sun Princess. And we also have Cheryl from Sig Cruiser here as well. So be sure to follow their channels. But if you have questions, feel free to drop those in the chat.
Mhm.
But while it's on my mind, I have to ask this question, and I'm going to apologize in advance to our um, non melanated friends, family watching. But I'm always curious to know, and I say this as a travel advisor, you guys are travel advisors as well. And one of the biggest things that you hear about princess cruises, or at least I hear when I'm trying to book clients or give them information on cruise lines, is I don't think princess cruises is one for younger folks, but I also don't know if it's very diverse. What are your thoughts on the diversity with Sun Princess, the age demographics? Like, what was your overall feel on Sun Princess?
Well, I feel that this cruise was way more diverse than I've ever had on Princess. Like
I agree.
in the past, I'd be like, "Oh, it's five of us on here." And it's like, you could like, oh hey, and you could kind of point them out. Oh, I saw you before, and that was it. I feel like it was way more diverse. It is really not for a like a younger demographics, but they still do have kid clubs. So realize, just like any other cruise line, Princess still has kids clubs, and they even have an 18-20 club as well for individuals that age out, so they can have that transition instead of being able to be on their own as well. So 18 to 20. And I did go on a Princess cruise during the summer, and I saw teenagers and so different ages during the summer more than I would do at other times of the year. And so for individuals who thinking it's only for old people, it is the first cruise I've been was on for Princess was Discovery Princess. Right next door was somebody, they were a couple in their 20s, and it was an Alaska cruise. So you'll have a wide range of ages from 20s all the way up. And so it's diverse. The thing that they were trying to do with Sun Princess that they did not get, I'm not sure really the reasoning, but they had all of this supposed to be slides, and there was supposed to be where you could walk on the tight rope. And they took all of that down by the time it got to Fort Lauderdale. And so in the mock-ups of what they wanted to do, and those individuals that was able to be on it in Europe, they were trying to pull in the younger demographics by having all of that. And for whatever reason, they took all of it down. I'm not sure if they didn't have the license to do it or whatever it is. And so that way that would have pulled into them a more younger demographics by having that. But I feel like I think it has so much to offer that I would not say it's for only for old people, having been on six cruises on
Yeah,
Princess
and
right now.
and to give some more context to what Paul was saying, so the Deck 19, so if you guys recall, probably, I don't know, 9 months ago, I announced that our family was going to be working with Princess Cruises, and that they were our latest partner, and that our family was actually invited on to highlight. We were supposed to be on like the media cruise and all of that to highlight this family friendly area, because Sun Princess was supposed to be Princess Cruises first, um I'm going to say family friendly. Their ships, I wouldn't consider them very family friendly, but there's families on board. I would say it's not necessarily appropriate for really young kids, but they really wanted families to get on board and highlight this Deck 19 that was going to have like a sky ride,
Hmm.
basketball court, I think a wall, all kinds of things. And honestly, we didn't even know that that plan changed up until right before the media cruise. So things changed. So if you're wondering why the family wasn't with me while we weren't on the media cruise, that's because the plan for Princess literally has been, or Sun Princess has been changing
Yeah.
since it first started back in the Mediterranean, and they had other issues with the ship making changes, changing dining venues, this and that. So Sun Princess, where it was initially supposed to be their very first, family friendly ship, it's now not that. That whole
Yeah.
deck is gutted. So,
Yeah.
but Cheryl, your perspective as a first timer coming in, like what were your thoughts coming in as far as the diversity? Like, did you have any concerns, and what were you surprised? Like, what were your thoughts?
Oh, I was highly surprised because, just hearing about Princess beforehand, yes, I heard it was a lot of older people, and I heard it wasn't, as diverse as other ships. And when I got on there, I was, surprised. Even standing outside getting in line, I'm like, this looks like I'm on, any other cruise line. So I was highly surprised. And I think as far as like, and I was actually wondering, like, okay, is this an exception for just the first sailing of Sun Princess, or is this an exception for just Sun Princess? If I go on other Princess cruises, am I going to see the same level of diversity? So that's what I was, kind of wondering about. But as far as the diversity on Sun Princess, and like, I do kind of wonder, if it will, I guess I wonder, like 6 months from now, will it still
Right.
look like that? I thought it was very diverse as far as like even like the music. I was like, okay, I'm feeling Like I'm on, some of the other mainstream, cruise lines where there's enough music offerings for, everyone. I saw, we of course we did, the show with the singers with Motown, Legacy with Motown.
Mhm.
Every time they had something in the piazza, people, I mean, it was like the floor was packed. I'm like, wow. So I really wasn't. That's something I wasn't expecting. It was packed with like everybody. It was a diverse crowd on the floor.
Mhm.
So I was highly surprised. Even their club played great music, just didn't have a lot of turnout, or I'm not sure if there was enough younger people, on the
Right.
trip. And then the venue for it, having the club in the dome, so that didn't seem the right place to have it. So I feel like there are some things that probably need to be worked out on that end. But yeah, the diversity, I was kind of surprised, but I'm kind of wondering, is
If it'll
this
change.
normal? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I can tell you that being the princess cruises that I've been on, I mean, like you said, there's going to be a small percentage
Mhm.
of younger folks, melanated folks. It's not going to be it's not going to be like your Royal Caribbean or your
Mhm.
Carnival cruise at all. But I am curious to know if Sun Princess is going to if it's going to change. Now I can
Mhm.
tell you that I'm almost feeling like it's not. I'm feeling like it's going to continue to be diverse because I felt there was a difference in the crew and some of the entertainment,
Mhm.
which
Mhm.
they're really working to bring in a new crowd. So I felt like yes, people came out. I think people came out to the shorter sailing because there were a lot of travel advisors on board. There
Mhm.
were people that said, "Hey, I don't want to do a 7 night princess cruise. Let me do a quick 5 night and test this out." So I do
Mhm.
think there's probably people that wouldn't normally sell princess because they wanted to be on a new ship. They saw it was a 5 night sailing. I do
Mhm.
wonder if it'll change, but I'm kind of optimistic that it's not. I think it's going to stay diverse because I felt like there was a difference in the crew overall and how
Okay.
they did things. What do you think about that, Paul? Was there a difference in the
I think
crew
so
and the
too.
entertainment? Hmm.
Well, I've always enjoyed their entertainment. Like there is a different vibe. So if you're an individual that like a lot of Lido deck parties at night, you may not get that here. Like the Lido deck parties where you have the cruise director and they're dancing and they're showing you the moves, and then all of a sudden that you have to follow them. You may not get them there, but I feel like it was so much entertainment that they was giving you. Like
Hmm.
it was a tremendous amount. Like that's the reason why like if you didn't know what to do, like the like as you said, the diversity, they had like a Latin show going on, they had like the different types of music, they had music in different venues and all over the place.
Hmm.
It was, I think that if they would start doing like a 3 night cruise, their diversity level would just
Oh,
go off the
absolutely.
chain. They
Yeah.
don't Princess, unless they're on the West Coast, really don't do like a 3 night quick turnaround like what we call booze cruise.
Hmm.
And so especially with their all inclusive packages like the Premier Plus, it would be off the roof in terms of
Yeah.
like how many people would come onto Princess for those quick 3 day cruises.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Mr. F95, I think said was already on, is currently on Sun Princess. Says
Well,
Sun Princess is my first princess cruise. Sail Away Party was okay. Yeah, I felt like Sail Away was pretty, it was somewhat consistent with other where they kind of perform. They have on the blue and white stripes and they kind of perform, but they played a few more line dances and things. But although people weren't really getting out there and dancing, but I thought it was an overall nice Sail
Yeah.
Away Party. But welcome into the 94 of you guys watching. We appreciate you guys tuning in. And those of you watching on Facebook, appreciate you guys tuning in. We are just discussing Sun Princess.
mhm.
And we have some special guests. We have Cheryl with us as well as Paul. Be sure to click the links in the comments to subscribe to their channels because they will have tons of Sun Princess content as well as other content on their channels. Let's see. Welcome in, Jen Danielle. Appreciate you being here. Derica, welcome in. Want to know, here you go. Says my first princess cruise is a 14-day on Sun Princess in January. Nice, you're gonna enjoy it.
Mm.
I'm sure
Good.
it'll be interesting. It's a complimentary penthouse suite. Must
Oh,
be a casino
Ooh.
player, but
I-
congratulations on that penthouse suite.
yes, that's nice.
Yeah, but speaking of suites, What were your thoughts on your cabin? What type of cabins did you guys have? Did you have any issues in your cabin? What type of cabin did you have?
I
I had a. You want to go? Go ahead, Cheryl.
okay. I had an ocean view cabin, and I absolutely loved it. It was the ocean view cabin. This was the first one where they had an actual bench in front of the window to where I could stretch out and just relax there and look outside of the window. It's like that was the best ever.
You
So,
could stretch out. I couldn't stretch out.
okay, I actually can't stretch out for a minute, but yeah, I
Guys, I'm gonna have to post a picture of me and Cheryl. We took a professional picture together.
oh
Oh my gosh. She didn't realize I was as tall as I am, and I
yeah,
didn't realize
woo,
because had I met you prior to this cruise, we've talked a lot online, but had we actually met or we met on
yeah.
Celebrity Ascent, right?
Yeah, I was on Celebrity Sense, so I saw you there. We met on, I think, Carnival Sunrise.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
but
But
you were
I think we
sitting
just
down.
really started interacting. But we took a picture, guys, and it was, you know what Ron said? Ron said it reminded him of, oh my gosh, is it
It
Step
was,
Brothers? Is it Step Brothers?
I don't-
You know what I'm talking about?
it's
The
like
two,
I'm here and
yeah,
she's
they're
here.
sitting and one's here, one's here. But I'll have to post that picture. But Paul, what type of cabin did you have?
I had an interior cabin, and so
Okay.
it was different to me from other princess ships because the configuration of the cabin. Usually, a lot of the cabins you would open it up, and then you would have this wide closet space area, and then maybe you go
Yep.
around the corner. Then would be the bed, and so this time around, it was just like a lot of cabinets, and so I had two luggages, and so usually in princess cruises because they had this wide open space, I'd never had to put anything under the bed, and so I had to put something under the bed. It was nice. It had a little bench or little mini couch, I guess, that I could sit on instead of just sitting on the bed. It was doable for me. I thought the bathroom was a little small,
Hmm.
but so if it was more than one person in there, it may be a little tight maneuvering around
Yeah.
it. But I thought it was nice. It was the one thing about Princess, they know how to do, their rooms. Always just
Right.
nice, clean, pleasant, beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, I had an ocean view cabin. I thought the bed was probably one of the best beds I've had on a
Oh,
cruise ship.
so good.
V- Very comfortable. Guys, if you most people love Carnival's beds. I felt this bed was more comfortable. My issue with the cabin though was the bathroom. Like you said, it was
Mhm.
small. I love that the shower was a nice size and it had a glass door. My issue being a plus size woman was when I had to open the shower door, either I'm standing on the toilet or touching all over the toilet to open the door, like having to back all the way up. Or I had to open my bathroom door, step out, open the shower door, and then step back in. It was just a lot because it just wasn't wide enough. But the shower made up for it because I could actually spin around in the shower without there being an issue. So, yeah.
And you see,
Um,
and I
go ahead.
actually felt like that was one of the small showers, and maybe I'm just thinking of the shower on the icon because when I got when I got in the shower on the Princess Sun, it's like I could put my elbows for me to be, I'm 4'10", and
Yeah.
it's like I'm pressing up against the wall and the door with my elbows out like this. And maybe I'm just thinking of, like I said, the icon where there was so much room and there was a bench and I can actually dry off in the
Hmm.
shower or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
It did seem like it was, to me, it was a little bit smaller than like the showers that have, the glass doors or something. So, but I don't know, maybe I'm just thinking of icon. So
Yeah. I mean, all these ships start running together. I had to
yeah.
remember I just got off of Holland America and I'm trying to okay, which ship, which shower was what? Like I can't, it's hard to keep
But
track.
but I do agree with you. It was easier, like when you open the shower door, to open the door to the outside to get around it, because if it's hard to, it's like you
Yeah.
have to maneuver your way around getting out of the shower. So
Hmm. Your favorite couple says, how do you compare the Sun Princess to Celebrity Ascent? Paul, have you cruised on Celebrity Ascent
I have not done celebrity yet.
or any of the what are those classes called?
edge
The
class.
edge
None of the
classes?
I haven't done any of the celebrities yet.
Okay, so Cheryl, well, how do you think it compares to Celebrity Ascent?
I would say it's like a baby sister or a precursor to the
I
celebrity.
could see that.
Yeah, us, the celebrity scent. It was nice. It wasn't, as to me the celebrity scent. It was a better experience for me, but not to. I still enjoyed the Sun Princess.
Mhm.
But it did remind me of the celebrity ascent. But like I said, maybe like a little sister version to that. And maybe it was because of the look and the atmosphere. The dome was similar to the overlook, of course, many times smaller and without outlets, which was a pet peeve of mine. I'm like, it would have been nice if they had, outlets there, like as they had, in the overlook, especially in this age. In this age, we have, remote workers,
Right.
and that's what I look at, as ships now is like, okay, is this a ship that I can work from because I'm a remote worker? Can I work from here for a week? Of course I can, but I don't want to be in my cabin all the time if I need,
That's true.
power. So that would have been nice if they had outlets there, hopefully on the Star. Maybe
Right.
that's something they would consider. But yeah, it was like a precursor to me to the celebrity ascent.
Yeah, I would absolutely
Mhm.
100% agree with that.
Mhm.
100%. On the go with Yellow says, I wonder if spellbounds attempt to be more of a molecular dining experience. And you'll see it in the vlogs. And I felt, because sometimes I can be overly critical with food. And as Cheryl witnessed, she saw my faces a few times. Like, you don't see that all the time in the vlogs. But spellbound, and there are a lot of other reviews out there about it. The food, like I said, they don't give you options. Considering the price you're paying, you get better food in the main dining room,
Mm,
complimentary or included. You're really paying for the magic experience. And for me, the magic experience wasn't all that. They brought in an entertainer. He was actually a writer for Penn and Tell. And he has like what do they call it? A residency in Vegas. I felt the crew member who was doing magic at the bar was way better than the headliner. And you
Mhm.
only get 30 minutes with the headliner. So the way it was set up for me, Spellbound, first off, you don't really get a say in your time. You can select the day, and it's either like a 5:30 one day, the next day it's like 8:30. So my dinner did not start till 8:15 or 8:30, and it's like 2 hours of dining, and it's that liquid salad,
mm,
then it's a soup, then it's shrimp cocktail, then you get one of it, you get either beef or fish, no in between. You can't tell them the temperature of your beef, you can't have chicken or pork, it's one or the other, and then you get one dessert, and that's it. So it's 2 hours there, and then it's like an hour and a half at the bar where you're just trying different drinks, and then it's 30 minutes of a magic show. I was done.
mm,
But you guys will see that in the vlogs. But I personally did not. I would never pay 150, maybe 75 for the magic experience. And
Mhm.
and also the dining venue was like a closet. They packed you in there shoulder to shoulder. There's no windows, there's nothing. And I just didn't like it. But I will talk about it. And guys, let me just say this. I was sponsored by Princess for this, but I'm always very honest. I hated
Mhm.
Spellbound, and I will say that in the vlogs.
Uh,
Um, but they also asked for feedback, so I did provide them with some feedback as far as
mhm.
what my experience was like.
Mhm.
Let's see, but welcome into the 108 of you guys watching. I appreciate you guys being here this late on a Tuesday. Let's see. Autobot Diva says, but why? She's referring to the diversity. She says it's owned by Carnival. Is it the prices? Something is really missing for diversity. Even their website isn't diverse. So why do you think that Princess Cruises is less diverse than its sister? First off, did you see any similarities between Carnival, like actual Carnival Cruise Line, and Princess Cruises? Anything that kind of reminded you of, especially you, Cheryl, since this is your first time, was your first time. Did you see any similarities?
Any similarities? I would say, what was the one thing? Oh, there was something because I can't think of what I wanted to say about this. The
I feel like
similarities,
there's, I
yeah.
feel like there's certain things that you kind of see a little bit of Carnival with, but it's very tamed down. So they've
Yeah.
copied some of the elements of Carnival, but it doesn't feel like Carnival. But why do we think that it's less diverse than Carnival? What do you think, Paul? Any idea why it might be
Well,
less diverse?
I think if we look at the overall scheme of things, it is more like Carnival than we think it is, but it is kind of just different, like in terms of
Mhm.
like the energy level or the excitement level. For example, the casinos there, they still have the bingo, they still have the trivia, they still have they don't have, as I said, the deck parties, but they still have the welcome aboard show. They did have like some parties at night towards the end of the cruise. They still have the playlist type production shows. And
Yes.
I think the singers on this cruise were phenomenal. The dancers and the singers, the entertainment was phenomenal. They do have a lot of things in the atrium, so this is similar to what Carnival has. And I feel like they even go beyond, because they do have like the yes and no game show. They have the love and marriage show like Carnival does. And so there is a lot of similarities in terms of some of the events, but I feel like Princess even goes beyond and do these unique shows that I've never seen Carnival do before. And but I think the reason why the diversity is because um, unlike Carnival Royal and Norwegian, it is supposed to be a premier type of ship.
Like
And
mid
so it's
luxury.
not in the same line as Carnival. It is their premier, a more premium type of experience as a cruise ship. And so they would compare that Princess then with Celebrity and things of that nature than just Carnival. And so therefore, for the same type of places you go, Princess may be more expensive. But the
Mhm.
thing that Princess is really trying to push, especially with these all-inclusive experiences, is that at the end of the day, you will get more bang for your buck in terms of the quality of the dining experience. The fact that you have these all-inclusive experiences like the Premier Plus or the Premier package as well. And so therefore I think this cruise was kind of showing that the word is getting out. And I think the
Mhm.
word is getting out that we have these all-inclusive experiences, that you don't have to pay 50 something dollars a day if you want the drink package and things of that nature. And so I think the word is getting out, and we saw, I feel like, a turning of more diversity as people were on this. There was so many people on that line
Yeah.
going into the ship. It's like, oh wow, like we showed up, on this
Right.
cruise ship. But the thing about it is people doing, but before they really started changing these packages, people don't would never want to more or less pay more for the same places you could go on Carnival. But if you know that your experience is gonna more, so now you have to weigh price versus experience.
Mhm.
Whereas yeah, Carnival may give you a little bit more party, there's comedians I missed out. There's comedians also on Princess. So there's a lot of similarities than Carnival. I feel like that the fun is more turned up in terms of the deck parties. That really is not like, because even though they have cruise directors, the cruise directors kind of function differently. The cruise
Mhm.
director would be the one on Carnival like, come on, let's go and dance. Whereas Princess is like, all right, come on if you want to. The
Yeah.
cruise director is the one that is dancing. They're more casual, like the cruise directors and the assistant cruise directors and Princess, they're dressed up for the most part, unless they really have to do something where they may a little bit more casual. And so if you're looking for somebody to like do the ones and say, okay, come on, let's do this dance and show the dances, then you may not get that experience. But I feel like the elements of what Carnival has is there
Yes,
if
so
you
it's
break
just
it
it's
down.
just more of that mid luxury line. So that's
Yeah,
kind of where the cost, and that unfortunately may stop a lot of people from booking, like you said, with the same ports that you
yeah,
can get on Carnival. It doesn't really, yeah, unless you want a different experience.
Yeah,
exactly.
and I would say, like, circling back, like, the only time that I really thought about Carnival ships was at the theater shows,
Mm,
because I felt like those were like the center stage shows on like the XL class. But that's
I
the
can
only
see that.
time. That's the only time in my mind where I thought, okay, this is kind of similar to Carnival, because all of the other events, yeah, they're and activities. You will see them on Carnival ships, but you also see those across other cruise lines as well. So it didn't really stand out for me that's anything different from Carnival or Celebrity or just other ships like the little game shows. You see now they're having like what's the deal or no deal. I mean, that's across
Yeah.
Hmm.
several different cruise lines. So yeah, the only thing that stood out to me is like, hey, this is Carnival, was that theater show.
Right,
Mhm.
right. All right, Charlene Phelps, thank you so much for that super chat. We definitely appreciate that. Let's see. Hold on, make sure. But welcome into everyone that's watching. We have 115 watching. I appreciate you guys popping in. Please be sure to hit that like button and go head over to Sig the Solo Cruiser Sing the Solo Cruiser YouTube channel to subscribe. I'll put the link back in the chat. And then also go over to Travels with PMB. I will put that in the chat too to subscribe. And Paul already has, I think I saw you had a cabin tour and a ship tour already up there. So make sure
Yes.
you check out his videos there if you're curious. You already kind of talked about your interior cabin, but he does have a video up on his channel. On the Go Yellow says, I say that to say if that's not your vibe, don't book it. That kind of leads me to the next thing. As travel advisors, who do you think Princess Cruises or Sun Princess is for? And do you think that there's a different person for Sun Princess compared to Princess Cruises? Paul, you probably can answer that, but like
Mhm.
who would you recommend if you had a client say, I've never cruised before, put me on the ship that you think is for me? Who do you think Princess Cruises or Sun Princess is for?
Well, I think well, first of all, I think Carnival has such a stigma, right? So a lot of times people will hear like, "What about Carnival?" And they say, "Oh no, it's ghetto or it's like it's raunchy and things of that nature." And so sometimes people will already come to you with their preconceived notions of what a cruise line is like. And so I would just have to ask them like, "What do you desire? Like, do you like a fun atmosphere, dancing, clubbing?" Like, it's like, oh no, I'm not really into all of that stuff. I was like, okay, you want some music, the entertainment, some shows, but at the same time, an elevated experience in terms of dining. Because personally, I really don't care for Carnival's dining room.
I
It,
agree.
it just doesn't do it for me. And if some people who there's some people they always got to be in the dining room. Some people are like, oh, I'm good with the buffet, bum 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 bum. So I enjoy Princess's dining room even without having to go to the specialty restaurants. And so I think I would say if you want an experience elevated, if you don't want all the the if you're not into like parties, dancing, Lido deck parties, you want to be able to still relax, but still have entertainment and be able to enjoy yourself, then just I feel like Princess is the place for you.
Okay.
All right. And for me, I would say, like, if I were just to go about age only, I would think like 40 and up. I think they're trying to, it seems like the Sun Princess is trying to draw in the younger crowd, but I think there's probably a little work they need to do there. I think it's for cruisers who are looking for like a laid back and relaxing getaway without having like excessive noise and constant partying. One thing that I noticed, like when I came back, I don't know if it was Grand Turk, and usually when you get back on a ship, you go to the Lido deck and they're already playing, loud music, or they got, the sexy man contest going on or something like that. But they were playing like, it was a few people, out there, and they were playing like some type of like jazz fusion or something like that, and it was
Mhm.
such a relaxing environment. I'm like, oh, this is nice. so
Yeah.
so that type of environment. And then also, like, I'm just now getting into the whole thermal spa environment
Mm.
and everything, and somebody who's into like health and wellness. Well, that spa, it was nice. It wasn't the best spa that I've been to. I love the it wasn't the best spa, but it was nice. I really enjoyed it. And, I would, of course, get it again, if I book Sun Princess again or any princess ship. So that was nice. Somebody who's into like health and wellness and really wants to relaxed, doesn't want like a constant lot of noise in their ears all the time. I think that's who it's for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
agree. I
agree.
just want to just add one more thing. Yeah, because around the pool area, like say for example, we're comparing it against Carnival, there's always like a tin pan player, there's always a DJ. And so when you have a sea day and you just want to relax, there's always some type of kind of like excitement going because that's what they're trying to entertain you all the time. Like, and so I feel like in Carnival I would have to run to the Serenity deck to kind of like make sure I have some like really like peace and quiet. And I was able to outside of the dome, I was able to just relax on the Lido deck, and it was just like just have a moment. I didn't have like a lot of things going on. It wasn't a lot of things going on during the day, and that's what I see in Princess a lot. Like during sea days or what have you, people are relaxing. People are reading a book. People are just like chilling out and stuff like that. And I feel like sometimes we need that balance. Yes, we can have the night light and stuff like that, but then during the day we need to be able to like de-stress, just kind of
Right.
like bring it down a little bit. And then if we want to go and engage in some things, then there's things in the ship to do that. But instead of it having to be like kind of like forced into being in the area where it's there all the time.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. I think Princess is really a cruise line to relax.
Yeah,
For me, it's like relaxation, eating, and drinking. Like
yeah,
that's what Princess is for
Exactly.
me,
Mhm.
and good entertainment because the entertainment was great. The Legacy, the group that was on board,
yeah,
they actually, because I love Motown, I absolutely like Motown is like my
Mhm.
thing. My dog is named David Ruffin, so I absolutely love
yeah,
Motown. And they actually, the three gentlemen from Legacy, they met on Broadway doing Motown, the Broadway musical.
Mhm.
And they were fabulous. So entertainment across the board, I thought was really good.
Mhm.
Sid, this question's probably for you. We're gonna take a few more questions. We don't want to go too late because this is already way past my bedtime. But Fab 540 is asking, were there any single cabins, and what is the single supplement for Princess?
So I did get a chance to check out the solo cabins. They have 4 solo cabins on board, and of course they were all booked. So I waited until debarkation day and just kind of snuck around until somebody checked out of one of the cabins. So I got a peek inside the cabins. Yes, they do have that. They did not have like any type of solo meetups, and that's something that I talked to Paul about to see if there were solo meetups on other ships. I talked to another older lady who was a solo cruiser, and she said the same thing. They don't really offer solo meetups. But of course, you can always get like a sharing table at a dining room if you're looking to, connect and meet up with others. And to me, always, that's one thing when I go on ships, regardless of whether they have solo cabins or not, I try to look at the solo experience. Does it seem like it's an easy environment, to meet, other people? I think the way that they have, I think their bars, the way that they're set up, they're kind of set up as social environments. I do think it could be good for those who want to connect with others if they're, more outgoing. For us introverts, we probably wouldn't, go up to people or something like that. But it seems like a great environment to, to meet up with others. For the independent solos, to me, there's independent and introvert solos. There's a lot of places where you can go. I always talk about looking for like the nook and crannies because the introverts like to look for little getaways. But to me, you can be out in the open. There's so much seating. There's so much plush, comfortable seating. And you can be in that area and be, almost all alone or only a few people in that area to where you feel like you're in an area by yourself. So would I rate it for, a good ship for solos? I would say yes for like independent solos and like the extrovert type of solos who are looking to meet others. But and one last thing about the cost of the solo cabins. And it's typical, but I only had a chance to look at, one comparison. I just looked up real quick for a particular sailing out in the future. And yes, the solo cabin did cost more than booking solo in a double occupancy room. It was like 40
That's
or
crazy.
$50 more. And you're getting a smaller room. And then one thing I asked Paul about that, when you get double occupancy, if a solo books in a double occupancy, where you get, I think he can explain it better, but you get double days or double points. I'm not sure if you would get that if you're in a solo cabin. So it's like, why would I book a solo cabin? So, but right now they have four. Hopefully that's something, that a concept that they can improve on, in the future though. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Brandy Beth says, I appreciate this chat and the information you all are providing. Thank you so much. We appreciate you guys being here and watching. The greatest thanks you can give to us is to subscribe to all three of our channels if you're not already subscribed. Watch our videos and share it out because guys, I'll be honest, there's not a whole lot when you look up Princess Cruises in general, there's honestly not a whole lot of melanated content. Let me
Mm.
just put it out there like that. And I feel like too, when you look at people book cruises based on what they see and the experiences of people like them. And so when there's not a whole lot of content, I think sometimes that also can persuade people to not book something or to not experience something because they're like, well, we're not doing it. There's not enough information out there representing who I am. It
Mhm.
kind of affects the diversity when we start talking about diversity of these ships and of these cruise lines and things like that. So sharing us out is very helpful. Subscribing to our channel, watching our videos, all of that good stuff helps. And also if you're looking to book cruises, we're all three travel advisors, so you can always feel free. I always say that there's a travel advisor for everyone. I may not be your cup of tea, but Cheryl might or Paul might. That's fine. So you can reach out to any of us to book your cruise. If you are looking to book Star Princess, I do have a Sail With Me group for the U.S. Inaugural for Star Princess. If you want to book Star Princess, definitely reach out. But someone, Genesis Johnson, welcome in, says, I feel MSC Yacht Club is the best new vibe for us. Now, I have not had a chance to try MSC Yacht Club
Mhm.
yet. I will hopefully soon, but I can tell you that Princess has an amazing sanctuary club, which
Oh
is
yeah,
an
Yes.
area only for those booked
beautiful.
within the sanctuary reserve suites
Mhm.
or what have you. I did tour that. It will be part of my first vlog, which comes out this Friday at 7:30 p.m. 7:30
Mhm.
7:30 p.m. Eastern time, for our TGI Friday. So stay tuned for that for the Sanctuary Club. But let's see if there's anything else. Carla says, "What's the difference between travel advisor and travel agent?" There's been they're used interchangeably. Not
Yeah.
really a
Yeah.
huge difference, but over time there's been a shift from a travel agent. People will say it's just someone that books your travel, whereas a travel advisor, which we're all considered experts and pros. You hear us talking about these ships, talking about the experiences because we get out there and cruise. A
Mhm.
travel advisor would be us. We're able to
Hmm.
advise you because we've experienced it. We can give you tips, tricks, suggestions, recommendations, all of that. A travel agent usually is just, and again, people use them interchangeably, but a travel agent is someone that's just an agent. They book your cruise. That's it. Travel advisor is going to advise. So again, still some people that are advisors refer to themselves as travel agents. They're used interchangeably, but travel advisor would be somebody that actually gets out there, does it, shows you, gives you advice, what have you. Let me see. Do I have any other questions? And guys, you're going to hear a lot more about our personal experiences by watching our channels because we're going to have these vlogs rolling out. Paul already has some out. Cheryl, I know you've been rolling out some solo tips and things lately.
Yeah.
Um, I'm sure we're going to expect some princess soon from you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Between cruises.
Okay. Between cruises. Let me see if I had anything else that I wanted to touch on that I did not already. Let me see if anybody else had any other questions that
Can I ask a question for us?
got yeah,
So, would we book Sun Princess again?
I would. Absolutely.
I would book it again as well, but I would like to I would prefer Star Princess to see now
Mhm.
that that's the first ship if they made any changes for the second.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I don't, I wish I had somebody's ear because there's so much advice I think we have alone that I think they could be able to like take this advice and like, run with it because I think
Absolutely.
we've been on enough cruises that we have the experience to say like this could be better, that could have been better. Like one of my biggest things is that area that's demolished in the
Uh,
back
yeah.
now, as you said, Rockwell in 19.
Mm-hmm.
put another venue back there. Like,
Mhm.
Something.
make that be the venue. Maybe that they have the Cirque du Soleil shows, or maybe that be, like,
Mhm.
utilize the space. There's other places that I don't think they're utilizing now, and I think they're thinking about it. So I'm curious to see how Star is gonna be. But I would do Sun Princess again.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm honestly curious to see, like we talked about earlier, if it's going to change. So
Yeah.
part of me wants to just book. I don't want to do a 7 day on Sun.
Uh-huh.
I'm to the point now where I just completed my 60th cruise. I'm to the point where I don't want to repeat ships. I want to,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
to get on as many different ships as
Yeah.
possible. So I don't really want to repeat it and do a 7 night cruise.
Yeah.
But I do want to get back on or have somebody get on board to see if that diversity has changed over time. And
Mhm.
I'm curious to know what Star is going to be like. But I will be on that U.S. inaugural sailing. I think it's November 10th through the 15th of next year. If you want to
Okay.
get on that sailing with me, I will be on board. Feel free to reach out to me.
Okay.
But we're going to go ahead and wrap up. So, Cheryl, just remind us, where can people find you? Where are you at in social media, YouTube, what have you? Tell them where to find you.
Yeah, so I am Sig Cruiser on all platforms. That's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter. Although I'm active most all of the time on YouTube and Instagram, less active on TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter, but I'm there.
All right. And then,
So
Paul,
YouTube.
where can we find you?
So YouTube travels with PMB, and then for Facebook and Instagram, I am Paul M Brumfield 10 on both of those channels,
All right, I'm
both of
gonna put
those
these
social
links
media
back.
platforms.
Let me put these links back in there so you guys can um, subscribe before you leave out. And I think one of my moderators, my cruising family, appreciate you moderating, says if you're enjoying this chat, please remember to hit that thumbs up and leave a comment on the video once
So
the live stream ends. We appreciate that. Let me go ahead and put their links here, and be sure to go watch those videos and share them out. Like
I want to
that is super
interject.
important for us.
Can I interject one thing? Because I know Cheryl said maybe I could share some information. She talked about the
Yeah.
solo. So for those individuals who are solo cruisers, Princess is not known for having solo cabins. So they have single supplement. And as a travel advisor, there is a list that travel advisors would have. So they can go through the cruises. So if you want those single supplement rooms at a lesser rate, or as Cheryl said, maybe they can compare it to see if it's really a cheaper version, then the travel advisor can just go through it, see what those cruises are that has single supplement rates, and then you can book it that way as well. I like Princess. I don't always go solo, but I some like this cruise I was with my sister, but there's other times I've been by myself. But for the most part, I'm always in the room by myself. I like the fact that they doubled the amount of cruises that you have as a solo cruisers. And so Princess has this two-tier policies, either the amount of days that you cruise or the amount of cruises that you take.
Mhm.
And so they double the amount of cruises, and so one cruise would give me two cruises. They double it. And
Mhm.
there was a special going on the Sun Princess that I got four cruises out of one cruise. There was a special that was going on. And
Mhm.
so really with six cruises, I just need one more cruise, and I'm at the top of their loyalty status as
And
elite.
their status is good. Their elite status, because we're elite status. Those who are certified princess, you get elite. And
Yeah.
guys, you want to be elite. Like they have one of the best loyalty
Yeah.
programs
Mhm.
out there. I mean, you get a mini bar setup, you get free laundry, you get
Canopies.
priority embarkation, disembarkation. It's a nice program. So
Mhm.
You get discounts in
um,
the princess shops. You get
mhm.
discounts with the Wi-Fi and all these different things. So they give you a good amount of stuff. And so that's the one thing I wish Carnival had when we talked about like a difference, because you
Yeah.
could be on 100
Yeah.
cruises. They don't care if you're in as a solo in the cabin, but Princess will give you the benefit and say, you know what, you're in that cabin by yourself. Let me give you a better benefit in terms of trying to get towards the top in their loyalty program. And so that's what I love about Princess.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So, guys, please be sure to hop over and subscribe to Sig the Solo Cruiser. Sig is at She's about to hit 5K. I think it's going to happen in the next week or so. If you
Come
guys
on,
can
Sig.
get over there and get Sig to
Come on, Sig.
5K, that would be amazing. And we want to get Travels with PNB to
Yes,
2K. Let's
yes.
get his channel up. Let's push the channels out there. And we are just 400 away from 25,000 subscribers. So double check, make sure you subscribe. You guys know YouTube plays those games where once you get ready to hit a milestone, it's like people are unsubscribed. Please make sure you're subscribed. We would love to hit our 25K here soon as well. Paul and Cheryl, I really appreciate you guys taking time and being so flexible. It was a crazy day. Like it's been nonstop, back to back. I literally raced in
Just
here to get
fine.
my camera set up. But I appreciate you guys being flexible. And our viewers, I appreciate you guys coming in late because normally we do this at 7 p.m. and we did it an hour and a half later. So I do appreciate you guys still showing up and being supportive. We greatly appreciate it. Stay tuned for all of the Sun Princess content. I'll have content rolling out Friday. Paul already has content coming out. Cheryl's going to have content between cruises. You have something, Cheryl?
Yes, I want to thank you for having us.
Absolutely,
Yeah. Thank you
absolutely.
so much, Raquel. I
Absolutely. I'm
appreciate it.
trying to do more of because people want to hear other perspectives.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to do a little bit more. I'm already starting to reach out to people to get more people on. So, and if you're watching and you ever want to be on, feel free to reach out to me. I don't mind at all. Trying to get a couple more people on before the end of the year. So, appreciate you guys so much for being here. And stay tuned because first Sun Princess vlog will roll out Friday. The next cruise for me is on Sunday. So make sure you have your
Yes.
you're going to want to have your notification bell on for this one. I'm just going to tell you that. And I will have a guest with me. I won't be solo this
Oh,
time. So make sure you turn that notification bell on for this and follow me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of those places. But again, we appreciate you guys being here. Please hit that like button on your way out. Leave a comment. Subscribe to Cheryl Sig, the solo cruiser, and subscribe to Paul from Travels with PMB. Again, we appreciate you guys. And if you have any questions about Sun Princess, you can drop a comment under this chat or on their channels. We will be sure to answer those questions for you regarding Sun Princess. Looking to book Star Princess, reach out. Definitely appreciate that. And we're going to go ahead and go to bed because I'm tired. It's way past my bedtime, y'all. Y'all just don't know. But I'm gonna hit this end stream button and I'm going to bed. Appreciate you guys. Have a great week. Thank you so much, Cheryl. Thank you so much, Paul.
Take
I will
care.
see you guys
Thank
later.
you.
Have a
bye.
great week, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye.